How are we doing, people? Thank you for tuning in for another one of my little beer reviews. It's Beer Monster o'clock. BOSH. But you already knew that, didn't you? And you already know that the beer I'm reviewing will be Quack Amber. It's a Belgian beer. On the Perfectdraft beer dispenser. It comes in at 8.4% ABV, so it's got a gigantic pair of plums. Yeah, and I learnt that the other day on my birthday because I decided to session this for a bit towards the end of my life when I ran out of other beers. I still carried on drinking and I only had this left, 8.4%. It should come with a warning. We'll get more into that later. Believe me, this beer takes no prisoners. So yeah, warning, if you decide to buy this keg after watching my review, I take no responsibility for anything quackers that happens after a few pints of Quack. Let me just say that straight away. Anyway, let's get it poured. I'll go more into that in a minute because I don't want to spoil it too much. Right, let's get it poured out from the Perfectdraft Pro. I am serving it at 6 degrees, which is the recommended serving temperature according to the Perfectdraft app. I haven't messed about with different temperatures because I didn't feel the need to. It tastes good as it is. There we go. Beverage in the glassware. I mean, look at that for a sexy glass, by the way. You can order these glasses off the Perfectdraft website as well. For me, it's one of them beers, you need to have the right glassware. You really do. I mean, that is a very sexy glass. It really is worth forking out. I think it's like a tenner for two of them for the glassware. I mean, look at that absolute stunning sort of coppery amber colour. I want to go over with a nice creamy head. Cream-coloured creamy head. Tiny little bubbles in the head. She's an absolute stunner, isn't she? Medium levels of carbonation. What a stunning looking beverage. Now let's get the nose in there and check out the aroma of Quack Amber. Belgium Strong Ale. Right. You know, I do the check out the aroma thing and all that. I do that because I'm not really a fan of sniffing my beer, should we say. I just do it because everybody else does. And some people care about that sort of thing. But believe me, if there's one beer that's worth a sniff, it is this. It's one of the nicest smelling beers I've ever had the pleasure to put my ear into. Honestly, the malt quality, it's like this caramel biscuity like malt. It smells borderline orgasmic, honestly. And then there's like a slight nutty undertones and like fruit cake and spice, dark fruits. It smells absolutely incredible. And there's a reason for that. Yeah, I'm not going to lie, I've had about 8 pints of it on my birthday. It is incredible. In more than one way. Anyway, let's give it a taste. Let you know the tasting notes. And give you some more warnings, I suppose. Cheers, everybody. BOSH. Ridiculously good. Literally one of the most BOSH-worthy beverages I've tried in my life. It is absolutely fantastic stuff. The taste is absolutely beautiful. Absolutely beautiful. Like borderline perfect. Like it is seriously, seriously good. And it's seriously easy to drink for 8.4%. It's so bloody nice. You just want to keep drinking it. You have to remember it's 8.4%. Do not forget that. Like I did on my birthday. Right. Body. Medium to full-bodied, smooth mouthfeel. Medium sort of feel to the carbonation. Fantastic. Tasting notes. Jesus. It's ridiculously good. It's so complex, so flavoursome. It starts off with these like caramel malts, caramel and biscuity malts. And there's just all these subtle flavours in the background after that. And they just almost make love to your taste buds. They really do. It got gentle sort of nuttiness to it, and fruitcake, and even a little bit of licorice for me, or in the middle. Oh, it's honestly fantastic. Then you get alcohol warmth. It's 8.4%. That's the only kind of thing that reminds you that it's 8.4%. It's the alcohol warmth, but it's not really a burn. It's not unpleasant. It's a really nice warmth, like you'd sort of get from like a Christmas cake or something, you know. You taste the alcohol, but it's a pleasant tasting alcohol. It's like the alcohol in this tastes fantastic. It's a Moorish alcohol-y taste. It's hard to explain, but there's something comforting about it. And it just sets off all the flavours even more. And then after that touch of alcohol, there's like a hoppy finish. It's like a bittersweet finish. You're getting all the sweetness from the fruits and the caramel malt with a bit of nuttiness, and then you're getting like a hoppy bitterness and also the sweetness left in your taste buds from everything else. And it's just like a bittersweet, orgasmic finish to the beer with like some zesty kind of orange kicking off. It's all going on. This beer's got everything going on. It really has. It's an absolute world-class beer. But, believe me, it takes no prisoners. You can easily smash this beer because it's so good. It tastes brilliant. So easy to drink for 8.4%. Believe me, as I said, after 4 or 5 pints of this, or maybe more, depending on your tolerance levels, some people it might just take 1 or 2. I'm not gonna lie. My missus had 1, and she was all mine, and it made her quack like a duck when she sucked, shall we say? Only joking. Yeah, when I sessioned this on my birthday, the last couple of hours of my birthday, I can't even remember it. I can't remember nothing. It does a number on you. So just take it easy. Word of warning. Don't try and session it like I did. Just drink it slowly while watching the film. Sip away at it. Appreciate the flavours. You know, don't rush it. Embrace this beautiful beer. But respect it, man. Because it really... It will penetrate you, and it will not use lube, and it will go rough, and you probably won't remember anything the next day if you have a similar experience to me. So yeah, behave yourself. Be a good girl if you try this beer. If you're into your Belgian beers, absolute no-brainer. If you've got a perfect draft, absolute no-brainer. It's one of the more expensive kegs, but it is 8.4%. As far as like bang for buck, as in like, well, that's one of the more expensive kegs. You could get pissed a few times on the keg of that. 10.5 pints of 8.4% beverage for like £3 something a pint. Honestly, it's good value. It really is good value. In fact, these kind of really strong beers kind of represent the best bang for buck in many ways. If you're just looking to get a buzz, if you know what I mean. Right. A question what you may be thinking is it going to get the bell? Now, that's an interesting one, because you may think yes, and you'd be right. Bosh, of course it gets the bell. It's probably, it's such a weird one. It gets the bell. It's probably the best keg I've tried on the Perfectdraft, right? But I'll also probably never buy it again, because it's 8.4%. I tend not to respect the higher alcohol volumes of these strong Belgian beers. I get me carried away and end up like I did the other night. in a right state. The next day was a complete write-off, you know. Maybe if I had a few people over and I was sharing it with someone so it wouldn't allow me to drink too much of it, perhaps then I would buy it again, if you know what I mean. Or perhaps if I learn to behave myself, I've got 2 machines, I could put a sessionable lager on the other machine. Just make sure you don't run out of that sessionable lager, because if you're just left with that and you're in the mood for a drink, you will drink it. You know, I've learnt my lesson. So it's the best keg that I'll probably never buy again, unless I've got people over to share it with, if you know what I mean. But honestly, you've got to give it a try. It's an absolute belter. It's complex, flavoursome, but it will do you in the bum. 9.9 out of 10. It's just, even now, like I've drunk that quite quick for how strong it is. And I'm sort of like, it's hard to behave yourself with it. It's too nice. Thank you for watching, people. If you haven't liked the video, I would appreciate it if you do, and consider subscribing to the channel for more beer reviews, live online pub stuff I do and all that. Till next time, people. Bye-bye, darlings. Bosh. And thank you very, 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 very much for watching.